All right guys, we're here reviewing the 2022 Kia Sportage. This is the GT model. It comes in the GT line or in the S at the moment, so the S being the lower grade. We will do a review in that shortly, but we're starting it off with the range-topping GT. One of the cool things about this car is the styling. It's so different from every other car on the market. The daytime running lights down here are phenomenal, but we'll get into all of that in a second. Before we proceed, just want a big shout out to the guys at Wangara Kia in Western Australia. So if you're in WA and you're looking for a new Sportage or any other Kia, I highly recommend you speak to them and reach out to them. The reason we say this is we couldn't get one of these off Kia quick enough, so they were kind enough to lend us this car so that we could get this review done for you guys. So big shout out to them. All right guys, so one of my favorite things about this car, these super cool boomerang style daytime running lights. They are bright, they are aggressive. It matches the aggressive front grille on the car. So anyone seeing you coming down the highway will know that it's you in a new Sportage. Really great job by the design team at Kia for this. So from there, you've got your indicators at the top. Your headlight unit actually sits down here. And then you've got your front parking sensors down the bottom, across the front, a nice aggressive grille, and of course the front 360 camera. So this car does have 4 cameras, one on the grille, one on each of the mirrors, and then one at the back, and it will give you a 360 image when you're using the reverse parking sensors. Of course, being the newer models, it also has the new Kia badge, and we actually think it looks really cool compared to the old Kia logo as well. So great job there from Kia all round. And this looks stunning in the white as well. So if we were going to choose one of the colors, the white would definitely be the one to go for. So with the 2022 model, it does retain the same petrol and diesel engine options that the previous model Sportage does. We're not too disappointed with it. The previous model was really good. However, it would have been nice to see a little bit more of an update, maybe a little bit more power, but once again, does plenty of what you need it to do. So this one here is a 2-litre all-wheel drive turbo diesel. Now it has 416 Newton meters of torque and 137 kilowatts of power. So more than enough to get you around town. Getting up and down hills won't be an issue, and certainly will be really good on fuel. It's rated in the early 6s for fuel consumption, but we'll let you know what the fuel consumption result has been after we put it through its paces a little bit longer. All right, so coming around to the rear of the car, guys, we have this really cool design with the tail lights. It does have the actual tail light tube design as well, so these light up at night. Your brakes come out of this section here, but overall it flows through into the second one, so really nice modern design. Once again, big brand new Kia badge instead of the old design, and it has a electronic tailgate. Great thing is it beeps twice, but it doesn't beep the whole way up like a lot of its competitors. The reason I say this is a good thing is it's super annoying with a lot of its competitors at the constant beeping. Once you're inside, you actually get 543 litres of cargo space. Your double strollers, suitcases, everything's going to be fine to fit in there. Once the seats are folded down though, you almost end up at 4 times the amount of volume inside. So one of the great things for this car, as part of it being a family car, is that it does have a full-size spare wheel. Now, why is this unique? Well, it is a 19-inch alloy wheel. Most cars in this segment do not have a full-size spare once the wheel goes above 17 inches. Kia has included a full-size spare wheel. So in the Australian market, this is super important if you're going to go traveling long distances, so that's great. Pretty big, spacious boot. And Kia has also put in some pretty convenient features. So you can pull these tabs down here, and all of a sudden you end up with a ton more space. And once this is out of the way for your cargo blind, you got plenty of usability if you do need something oversized temporarily. However, if you just need the back seats up, they're a pretty easy one to put back up, which is a simple up and down process, and you still have plenty of storage space in the rear. One of the handy features with this car as well is you can actually program the height of the tailgate. So if you're going to park in low ceiling areas, what you can do is you can pull this down to where you need it. You can push and hold on the tailgate button, and it'll give you a couple of beeps, and from that point forward it's set to only open and close from that position. So you can perfectly design it to fit with your lifestyle and where you live. So one of the cool things with the Kia Sportage is it does have a key that does do your keyless entry, which has been standard on many cars for a while. But this one also allows you to just walk up to the car, press the button if the key was in your pocket, and just get in. So once we come inside the car, you have plenty of space, obviously, for your driver. The adjustments for the seats are pretty easy. They're all electric. You do have 2 positions that can be programmed for your electric seats. So if mum and dad want to have 2 different positions that they program, that's not going to cause any issues when dad gets back in and slams his knees up against the steering wheel because mum sits a bit closer. In the doors, you do have enough space for a bottle. It is a little bit shy in terms of space compared to some of its competitors. It's not a big deal. There is plenty of storage elsewhere in the car. But if you love having bigger bottles in your door pockets, you'll probably have to place them into the center. You have this nice look on the door cards, which is like a fake wood grain look. It's not glossy, which is what I really love about this, because it also means it doesn't carry a lot of handprints and dust marks. Materials at the top are soft touch. A lot of its competitors don't have soft touch materials at the top. They are quite harsh. And even down here, it's all soft touch materials. So it's not until you get to the bottom and the middle section here that you get to a lot of plastic. So that's actually a really good job by Kia for such an affordable mid-size SUV. Audio system in the GT line is the Harman Kardon system. It is fantastic in terms of audio quality. We'll go through that in a second. And finally, steering wheel. I love how it is tilt and reach adjustable. A lot of cars in this segment still don't have a telescopic and tilt adjusting steering wheel, which is a pain in the backside if you have longer legs or longer arms than the rest. And you have a beautiful digital display up here for your instrumentation as well. It is a premium feel all the way around. So the dash has these nice designs on the instrumentation. There is a little bit of piano black around the place, which on the doors it doesn't have, and I love that. But then you come to the center console, you have this big piano black area here, piano black, gloss piano black around the dials. You've done such a good job all around the rest of the car. Do better. Having said that though, some of the very premium features that you're finding in a lot of European designed cars are creeping into such an affordable small SUV from Kia. So you have this shift button here for your gear selector. So instead of it being an up and down traditional column, that's made way for a much more compact and space-saving setup. So it's basically a dial. So all you do is put your foot on the brake, you twist it, and it will make it go from reverse, neutral, or drive. Push the P that's in the middle, and that will put it into the park position. Your engine stop-start button is at the top here. It can't be deactivated while you're driving. Don't worry, we've tested it to see if it did. And you also have your heated seats and ventilated seat buttons on this side here, which is a standard feature in the GT line. So in the WA summer and in the Australian summer in general, it can be an absolute godsend to have the air-conditioned or ventilated seats as standard. The heated seats, obviously in winter or if you have bad backs, are fantastic. You get this beautiful big digital display up here. It's color. It's the biggest out of all of the model ranges that Kia has. So it does your Apple CarPlay and your Android Auto. One of the interesting things to note about Kia and some of its sister family vehicles is on models that have satellite navigation as standard from the factory, which this car does, you need a cable still to activate Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto only comes in the models that don't have satellite navigation built in from standard. It is a little bit of a quirk from Kia, especially because they've put a wireless charging pad down here. So if you plug your phone in to charge, you're not going to have a wireless charging pad charging your phone. So it's a little bit of a wasted feature. However, I've got no complaints. It is a fantastic display and does everything you need it to do. And a cable always charges a little bit faster than a standard wireless charger as well. So it is a little bit of a plus side there on that note. You do have up here all of your air conditioning controls. They are touchscreen now. So everything will activate your fan speed, any kind of climate settings from hot to cold, in the middle. It still has the real knobs for the temperature controls, which I actually really like because it makes it easy to adjust, as well as the position, whether you want front demisters, rear demisters, everything is all controlled through this slimline touch bar. That being said, this is one of the better executions of a fully touch display that we have had for climate control settings out of a lot of cars we've reviewed in the past 12 months. So hats off to Kia for doing a good job with that. If you've got an Apple Mac and you're familiar with the touch bar on the Apple Mac, this will be like home to you. You have a fast USB charger for USB-C, as well as a standard USB traditional port. Like I said, you have your wireless charging pad down here and your 12-volt cigarette type outlet as well to charge whatever else you need to is there. This beautiful dash is really nice and a soft touch material. So once again, Kia has gone all the 9 yards to get this car looking absolutely mint for anyone looking to purchase it. That fake wood grain continues across the inside here, and it is really appealing. It's not too bright, it's really subtle, and best of all, it doesn't reflect in your eyes like some of the other models out there as well. A lot to love about this car. Definitely worth getting in, having a drive of one and just enjoying it. Tell us what you think in the comments once you have driven it. One of the greatest things about this car is the funky little cup holders. At a flick of a button, they switch out. You can put whatever you need into. They dial back in, and it leaves you a little bit of extra space in case you need to put anything oversized. So if the bottle doesn't fit, it's just a simple matter of retracting this and chucking it in anyway. So if you've got a bigger bottle, smaller bottle, whatever, it's a clever use of space and we really like it. Standard storage down here, nothing to write home about for that. Rest of your buttons are all through here, including the button for your camera system as well. The GT line comes with this amazing, massive panoramic roof. All you do to activate is push that button. That retracts really, really quickly. It does have a split section here for a traditional sunroof. So if you want to let a little bit of air in and everything, you're all good to go there. And if you just want to have the two glass panels open, the glass panels can be just uncovered so that you can see the night stars, do whatever you need to do. Maybe you're going on a romantic date as a mum and dad because the kids are at home and it's your first time away. You can have a look at the stars and get a little bit romantic and cozy. But from that side of it, if it's getting too hot, one flick of the button draws the blind back over it and cuts out all of the heat that can come in on a 40-odd degree day. All right, moving into the rear of the car, guys. Plenty of legroom for friends, family, kids, anyone that you want in the back to have a comfortable time on your next adventure. The front seat is positioned where I would sit. So I'm 5'10", so plenty of legroom for me at 5'10", which is very hard to say for a lot of other small SUVs that this competes against. So make sure you have everyone sit in the car in the positions that they would normally sit in, because you definitely find a winner in the brand new Sportage. One of the great features that your kids and any passengers in the rear will love is it has two USB charging outputs on both sides of the front seats, allowing you to charge any devices, iPads, laptops, anything else that you need to charge via fast charge USB. It has a little shopping bag, courtesy hooks in the back, so if you go out and get your takeaway, get shopping, or even just a handbag, you can allocate it there so it's not rolling around. Some pockets to store iPads or anything else that you want. Air conditioning vents in the center. Make sure that everyone in the rear is taken care of from a cooling and heating perspective as well. You do have two ISOFIX points, and we also have the 3 traditional anchor points for the baby seats behind the seats themselves. These can be tilted a little bit further back, so if you want to lean back on your drive, makes it super comfortable to find the right position for yourself, as well as a really spacious glass panoramic roof on the top, which is super handy and super comfortable for those longer drives to make it feel a little bit more airy in the cabin if you have kids that maybe struggle with car sickness and claustrophobia as well. So it gives it a nice airy vibe to such a small compact car. Finally, we have these little sections just behind the headrest. These are actually iPad holders or phone holders. So pretend this is an iPad. You could rest the iPad or your phone directly here so that you can actually be watching that as a kid without having to work out how you're going to hold it. It can be on the side and that will work too. So whichever way you want to have it, it's going to work really, really well. Highly impressed with the back seat spacing in the Kia Sportage. So definitely get out there, check it out, and you won't be disappointed. There you have it, guys. That's what we think about the 2022 Kia Sportage in the GT line. Make sure you leave any comments, questions, or anything in the comment section. If you've got any requests for any other cars that you'd like us to review, leave that in there as well. And we'll make sure that we can give you a more in-depth review of this in the next couple of months. But for now, you have exactly what we think about the GT line, some of the highlights of it, and some of the things that we thought could be improvements. But overall, this is a fantastic car, especially for the price point. So make sure you head out to your local Kia dealership and take one for a drive if you're in the market for this size car. This is probably going to be the best pick on the market as of today.